We'll try to get our event started now, and also my name's Joe Asher. This is Benji Cherniak. This is the second year we've tried to put together an event like this on October the 7th. If anybody has to leave to go to another commitment, totally understood. Just, try to sneak out in the back, leaving the doors open just to try to keep it cooler here as well. I wanted to just say a couple words, and then Benji's going to speak, and then and introduce Ivor, who will tell you about whatever he wants to talk about, including maybe a little bit of that day. But it's great to see everybody come. There's obviously a lot going on at this conference, and I know folks are busy, but obviously we're certainly the essential event for the Jewish people, and it shocked a lot of us to an awakening with 1,200 people killed, of course, 250 hostages, and a number of whom remain in completely unconscionable conditions, and every single day, we think about them and pray for their release. And I think the thing that sticks with me 2 years later is just the inhumanity of that day. And, you can't unsee the videos that we all saw. And I was here in Las Vegas, half a world away, right? Let alone for people who were there, our family members, and a number of our Israeli colleagues who I know are here this evening. I think one of the things that I said to Ivor earlier is as horrific as the day was, we try to take some positivity in the aftermath, and I think one of the things clearly has been an awakening of the Jews in the diaspora about what some people in this world want to do to us. And certainly the rise in anti-Semitism that we've seen in the U.S. and elsewhere is something that's very troubling. And I don't want to talk too long, but the uneducated views amongst many people in the world as to what's happened over the last 2 years. They seem to have forgotten what actually started this war. And one of the things that I always say to people: all right, well, if you don't like what's happening in the war, like, what would you do? Like, what's your solution? The only thing you can ever get at anybody is, well, not this, but like, what is your affirmative solution? What do you do? People have shown you that they just want to kill you. There's nothing different that you can say about it. But if all see the video of that one remaining hostage down in the tunnels, and the horrific conditions in which he looks at, in which he is, and so, like, what can we do? And really, the only thing I've thought of that we can do is to use our voices to let people know how we feel, to try to correct misinformation, certainly to talk to our elected representatives, whether it's here in the U.S. or elsewhere. That's certainly one of the things I've done repeatedly, and help people understand. And look, one of the things I will say, despite the divided nature of social media, I do believe that a solid majority of Americans are still appalled by what happened, and are very supportive of Israel. But we can't take that for granted going forward, and we've got to do whatever we can to maintain the American support for Israel, for those who restore America, and not just accept anti-Semitism as some sort of a new normal. Just got to keep fighting against it. There are a number of folks in this room I know who have done a number of things, whether it's YouTube videos or going on TV or donating money to organizations. I mean, my wife and I pretty much changed all of our charitable giving is to Jewish organizations. And I know a number of folks here have done that as well. But on this day, obviously we have to remember the victims, especially the hostages who remain in inhumane conditions. Benji, who many of you know, and I have the privilege of being good friends, has been to Israel in the aftermath of October 7th fairly early on, and has tried to do what he can to help. And he's the person who got Igor to come here, bought him this ticket to come, and actually got him here to speak with us. And it's just one more sort of ripple in the ocean of trying to remember what happened and to try to ensure a bright future for the Jewish people moving forward. I also, before I let Benji speak, want to thank the non-Jews who are here with us, showing their solidarity with us. And what happened on October 7th should happen to any group of people, for sure. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Benji.
And sure.